Dennis the Menace opens with Bugs Bunny. You know, does this Bugs Bunny, when Bugs Bunny appears in the Warner Brothers shield, does it like activate something in you, Lacey?
Yeah. I felt like safe and like, okay, Matt's gonna like this just because of this.
Oh, Bugs Bunny, I know him.
Well, no, just you love like old nostalgic openings of things, credits that aren't just Disney morphing into someone's asshole.
Yeah, when a studio's honoring its own history, but Warner Brothers right now stripping itself, selling the copper wire off, so we might not be seeing Bugs Bunny for much longer.
Just a drug addict that's living in a tusk.
I was trying to find out if this movie played in theaters with a Looney Tunes short before it, and I could not find an answer to that. So if anyone knows, let me know. But look, the point of this is the Bugs Bunny opening is great. I was kind of shocked we don't have a cartoon opening.
Okay.
An animated opening.
Oh, gotcha. Like a nod to the comicness that it started from.
Because the logo is very cartoonish, but
it's very Beethoven. It looks the same. It reminds me of the Beethoven.
Mm-hmm. And I just watched Beethoven, and like I said, these movies, you can play them right next to each other, and the exact same stuff happens at every single moment.
Rice is such a character. Okay. And I've never loved the opening scene. The kid's too precious. This would not happen. Okay. This would not happen. I mean, I know a lot of it wouldn't happen, but I just don't think it's setting us up for success. But the rest of the movie grabs me. I also don't like that he's wearing overalls, no shirt underneath. I tried that look for this podcast. It was inappropriate. So I don't know why this little boy thinks he can do it.
It's a challenge you have because you have this character who's exists in like the eternal 1950s.
Right.
And the movie opens by showing the like idyllic environs of whatever town this is, any town USA, any town with a treehouse in the woods and a train track and a beautiful little arch bridge. It was a John Hughes production. So of course it was filmed in Evanston, Illinois, also Hinsdale, Illinois. And we first meet Mr. Wilson, Walter Mathau. He comes out, he smells the sweet air. He's content with his life. And then he hears it and he hears.
But wait. There's a crucial moment. He gets mad at the paper boy because the paper lands right in the bush, which is perfectly parallel to where it's at. Yeah, but that's meant to show like he's grumpy. Like he thinks people who don't do things his way are boof.
Well, you mentioned that you think Mr. Wilson might also be on the spectrum like Dennis is. I know he is. It is just kind of a law. This is also in Beethoven, which John Hughes also wrote and came out the previous year, where Charles Grodin also has to be, even if they didn't write it as this is a man who is on the autism spectrum. The dynamics of these movies require a very uptight and regimented
precise
man.
Way. There is a way we do things. This is how.
That's where you get the comedic tension and friction because it's just a law. He has to be everything needs to be in its right place.
In Beethoven, that's the same dad from the Martin Short movie I made you watch.
Yeah, that's
right?
Clifford, yeah. And
he plays the same guy there. I mean, that actor
he's a grump. He's one of cinema's great grumps.
But he's neurotic, right? He's like just perfectly, he gets in a tizzy in just the best way. It works every time for me.
Also, Charles Grodin's character's name is George, and Bonnie Hunt, his ever-suffering wife, is constantly saying, George. Beethoven's pretty.
Oh.
George, come on. Beethoven means well, and we all love Beethoven.
He's just a fluffy mutt. And then they went and made Marmaduke, and that fucking dog.
The challenge, though, of the movie is like, we got a kid. It's 1993. You know, kids aren't exactly out roaming the streets like they were back then. But this kid is like out of time. He's wearing these suspenders. He has a slingshot in his back pocket. He has baseball cards on his bike spokes for whatever reason. And he's trailing a string of tin cans.
It's a safety thing.
I thought that they were going to be doing like I thought one direction the movie could be going is like a Brady Bunch movie like this kid's from the 50s, but the world is treating him like it's the 90s. And I'm glad it doesn't.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of ways it suggests like it could be that because Dennis does kind of seem like he was plucked out of the 1950s.
Oh, shucks. Yeah, like that.
And kind of has like, Mr. Wilson, come on. What are you wise guy, huh?
Give me a break. Won't ya? I'm nailing this.
So in his, wagon that he is towing, he's gotten giant locusts, a snake.
The most disgusting beasts.
And this kid spreads fear wherever he goes. Cats scatter just at the sound of him because who knows what he's doing to them.
Ooh,
There's also this undercurrent of madness of the world that Dennis just kind of suggests, or that the movie suggests that, because later Christopher Lloyd's tying him up and he's like, I get tied up all the time.
Right.
Whoa. Okay.
I got to show you how to do it. There's a good tie, there's a bad tie, and there's always a safety word.
But Mr. Wilson, he has to run into his house and hide. And he goes upstairs, gets under grabs all of his medication, gets
really
under
elaborate.
the covers, and pretends to be asleep. And Dennis the Menace just fucking invades the house uninvited, walks up the stairs. And I think watching the movie a second time, I think it's very deliberate that Dennis the Menace is walking up the stairs in the Michael Myers posture as directed by Nick Castle comes on screen. And yes, I did this just by putting the Halloween score
I know you did.
under the Dennis the Menace footage, but that's when it really unlocked. Oh my God, this is visually Halloween. Dennis the Menace is the shape. He is Michael Myers. He is evil incarnate come to collect his due.
Myers the Menace.
So, like, Mr. Wilson has to play the most elaborate games to hide from this fucking kid. Rather than just waking up and being like, get the fuck out of my house, and
Right.
like scaring the shit out of him. Just do that.
Right. But that hints at like there's a sweetness in him.
I think that he has the exchange with Dennis's dad where he says, I don't want people to think I'm an asshole. I don't want people to think I'm a grumpy old man, although there's something to that title. And I know I'm in the right. I like this neighborhood. I like kids. I like everyone. Your kid, though, is really, really...
Yeah, but then there's the scene where the two girls hide behind his fence and he stands up and goes, girl, does he like kids? Get out of my yard.
He wants kids to be a certain way.
He wants parallel kids. Like our kid. Parallel play.
Yeah.
Play over there. I like the scenery.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah, good pepper, good spice in the soup. It's not necessarily what I want, but you can be over there.
Yeah.
But he does intervene in the hide and seek game, so he is
That's
like
what I'm saying to the two girls that hide behind his fence. Oh, you're saying the other thing where he just like totally messes up the scam Dennis has going.
Yes. So Dennis starts poking and prodding Mr. Wilson. Oh, poor old Mr. Wilson must be sick. That's why he don't wake up. That's why he don't wake up so good.
It's awful sick.
I better give him an aspirin. And he just slingshots the aspirin down his fucking throat. And Mr. Wilson shoots up and, nearly dies, and Dennis flees for his life. That's the opening.
Yay.
Why do you hate this so much?
I don't like Dennis's performance in the opening. I think he's up to too much mischief. I don't know why. It's never worked for me. I think I could feel, even as a kid, I can see the strings. Like, he's too precious. And then you were saying that he's just not a professional actor, but he's getting so much mileage out of being adorable and tiny and cute in the face and all that. And even as a kid, though, I was like, not buying it.
Roger Ebert says in the opening to his review that the problem with Dennis the Menace has always been that Dennis has to be at an age where he should know better.
But he says he's 5, and I keep thinking that's not a 5-year-old.
Yeah, this is like a 7-year-old playing a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
But I think that gets to what was unsatisfying to me about the movie is, unlike Kevin from Home Alone, he has no agency when Christopher Lloyd goes through all the traps. Dennis doesn't set them up and doesn't even aware of them happening. And so you don't get the satisfaction of this guy's being outwitted by a kid who's deliberately trying to outsmart him. So they're just not satisfying.
Right. And he's not even being a stinker. Like, he's not even fucking with this guy. He thinks it's cool to be a hostage. He's just like kind of enamored with, he's never seen anyone quite like this man. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Let's get there.
I guess so.
We can wait for that part.
Yeah. We meet Lea Thompson and Robert Stanton as his parents. They're like, hey, champ, what you been doing? Well, they certainly haven't been watching their kid. That's what's been going on. That's another tension of the movie is like, it's the 90s. Parents are like obsessively following their kids everywhere. And
but look at how they have Alice dressed. I mean, she's meant to look like Leave It to Beaver. He looks like they all look out of time.
Yeah, and the dad is specifically styled to look like the sitcom actor and also like Hank Ketchum, the creator of Dennis the Menace.
Yes. Is when you showed me the illustration of him on the sofa. I'm like, well, that's just exactly. I don't even know who that guy is outside of this movie.
He's been in stuff.
Well, good for him. Obviously, I know who that is. But because like the reality of having a child like this means you'd have like elaborate locks on every door and like something that goes bing bong when like he leaves it. The reality of this is not, we completely trust our 5-year-old to cross the highway, go up a tree, collect 7-year locust type bugs that will surely bring a plague upon our house, and have the dog just with him.
You would be
what if it runs away?
And if these are like yuppie parents were the most neurotic of all. Even if they're not good parents, they are like, oh, we got to get them into the best school, and also got to have all the locks and got to be warning them about stranger danger. Don't talk to anybody. They're all trying to molest you. They
more seem like hippie parents, right? They're just super loving and accepting of their kid. They want to give him like the room to grow and blossom and be whatever weird, quirky thing he is. They seem like they're from the generation before who dodged the war and went to Haight-Ashbury instead.
Which would be a better world. When people are nostalgic, or the boomers are nostalgic for the 50s, read any Stephen King book and kids could just be a kid and walk around town when you're on your bicycle to the town square.
But also look at any Stephen King movie and they were being molested left and right by their own parents and they had no resources.
There is that.
There's
That's
that,
right?
The
flip side of the coin.
They didn't want to be at their house because of all the molesting.
But it actually would indeed be a better world if you knew your neighbors very well and there was more of a community, like, oh, that's my neighbor's kid who I also have a relationship with and I will look out for him. And
just a general attachment to everybody, but not a super attachment to anyone, right? Because that's always the fear, is like if you get the overly clingy neighbor that you can't shake, if that's an adult, it's different. If it's a kid, you shut the door. If it's an adult, and you're always kind of have that fear of like becoming friends with the neighbors.
Even as I know that my life would be better if I was. Not just for practical reasons, but I would be more fulfilled and happier as a person.
You would. Just walking by going, oh, hey, Jim, just knowing their name.
Here comes trouble.
I mean, and you wouldn't mind being the lovable grump, but you'd be the lovable one. Not just, oh, there's that fucking guy that won't turn his head or wave.
How's life treating you, Stokes? Like I slept with its wife. Oh, there he goes.
I get no respect as the wife.
Toast shouldn't have bones.
That's a good one.
My wife's a bad cook. That's the setup to that.
Right, but I'm...
Yeah.
To be clear, I'm a great cook. I add the bones. The bones. Yeah, no, it's a little perk.
You got to have bone in toast. So so this town is this idyllic 50s place, and Christopher Lloyd is this interloper who sees it and he's like, oh, I'm going to corrupt this town. And Paul Winfield, the cop, is like, hey, you look like a scary presence, and I'm the cop who's supposed to enforce rules around here and kick out any invading funny looking people. So there's that weird undercurrent of this movie that is nothing is done with it at all.
True. I mean, it is supposed to be like is that what you call a bedroom community? I never know what anyone means by that. A sleepy town. You know what it is? It's the town in Civil War that isn't affected by the Civil War and still has the shops running. That they're going to go try on a dress while there's a cartel everywhere else in the United States. Yeah, I mean, you're kind of mad at the town right away. I am as an adult, but like as a kid, I'm just like, wow, Jillikers, gee buttons. I really, the bikes in this fucking place. I don't know.
Lea Thompson, there's this thing about her having to go back to work, which was also a thing in Beethoven with Bonnie Hunt. I don't know if I'm ready. Charles, you got to go back to work. And
he's fucking 5 years old.
I know.
You still breastfeeding?
And in Beethoven, it was, I have 3 kids. The oldest is 16 years old. We need a babysitter for all 3 of them.
Is it really that? It's not that.
I mean, she's probably 14.
Oh, by the way, everyone listening, happy birthday, Matt.
Thanks.
Are you 38 or 39? Or 40?
I'm 38, I believe.
So in 2 years, we'll have we'll have a celebration.
We'll go on a twister.
Woo!
So Lea Thompson's got to go back to work just like in Beethoven, or she is going back to work, but she's struggling because what am I going to do with my Dennis?
Is it not odd that the first thing we see her do at work is she's giving like a board meeting?
Yeah.
You're just, I guess we can assume she had a career before and then she's just going back to her place. But really, were there companies that did this for 5 years, let you just go away? And what are you? Are you selling commercial space, or do you work for a company that's buying a commercial space?
And then she goes from that presentation, which seems like it doesn't go well because she keeps bringing up, I have a child.
My baby.
Do you have to mention that you have a child in this meeting? I don't think we want to hear about that. And so the meeting doesn't seem like it goes very well. Next we see her, she's in like an office pool, like an open floor plan.
Cubicle, yeah.
But not even a cubicle. So it's like, did she just get demoted between scenes?
No, I don't think she ever had an office.
Okay. Dennis's dad, he's I'm the big office guy.
They never say where he's going or what he does.
This is just John Hughes' whole thing.
He has a name badge, so he's clearly got clearance. He's going to Severance. He doesn't even know that he has a
going
wife.
to the severed floor. So they get a call from the Wilsons, and Lea Thompson talks to them, and then she goes to Dennis. Dennis, did you shoot aspirin in Mr. Wilson's mouth? And he's like, yes. And Dennis's dad is like, you have to go sit in the corner until you think about until you feel sorry for what you did. And Dennis says, well, great, because I already feel sorry.
Logical.
Right. That's where I think that the signs are there, and they're showing he didn't do this out of malevolence. He is just a dumb little kid who thought Mr. Wilson needs my help. He needs a pill. And then when he finds out he did bad, he instantly feels bad about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've never taken him to be a little shit. He just takes a lot of things upon himself, does not ask for adult help or ask questions, except for when he's being that kid that asks too many questions. Like, he kind of switches between the two, because there's multiple scenes where and then what does this do? And then how does that work? He's a very curious kid. And I think he takes things literally. Like, okay, I know when I have a fever, because he's saying all the things his mom says, right? That's what's cute about the opening scene is he'll catch his death a cold. He's not saying things he would normally say. He's doing what he thinks his own mom would do. He's got a fever. You need an aspirin. And so it doesn't matter how you get it out the bottle or into his mouth, because sometimes you got to trick people to take their medicine, especially children. He's doing what he thinks a mom would do.
Right. I like that you pointed out. Yeah, you can hear him just repeating the mom stuff.
All of it. And poor little lamb. And then I'm like, oh, I get that from here too. I get lamb from two places.
Because Lacey calls her children lamb. Oh, hello, lamb.
That is morphed to Lammy because I'm neat.
So then Mr. Wilson is outside and he catches Dennis's father and he's like, oh, say, Mitchell, come and talk to me over here.
What? Why are you saying it like that?
I was trying to... What
are you doing?
He is doing a big sort of, where are the GD garden lanterns?
Don't hear it. Matt's been working on his impression all morning to try to get this right. And he's caught onto a tick of his voice that is funny, but I don't know that you've really gotten the majesty. Because you had a couple other ones I liked better.
Well, early Homer Simpson is an imitation of Walter Mathau when he talked like this. Oh, come on, Marge. Let's go to church.
Oh, God. Early Homer Simpson really gives me the creeps.
As they say on Doughboys all the time, the early Simpsons episodes were about a family that goes to church and drinks milkshakes and does their homework. And that was it. That was when it was the most popular it ever was. Hello, fellow Christian. Are you going to be in Sunday services?
Just about how normal families fuck up constantly and are degenerates, but they go to church and fix it.
Well, Mr. Wilson is confronting Dennis's father. You got to take care of that Dennis. He's a rascal, he is. And
a menace.
And Mr. Mitchell's like, well, he's just being a fucking wiener about it. He's not taking any responsibility.
To be fair, the time to catch a person and have a real talk with them is not when they're rushing out of the door to go to work. You were with the Postal Service for 42 and a half years, Mr. Wilson. You leave because it's time to leave.
But back in his day,
everyone
wasn't in such a hurry back in his day.
Did you see?
And if you needed to have a man-to-man talk, you had one. And the man wasn't like, oh, geez, I got to get to my job. Oh, no.
I think he just realizes there's no fixing my kid. My kid's just like this.
He's not playing it like that. He's playing it like he's not aware that his kid is being annoying.
Because it doesn't annoy him.
Yeah. But Mr. Wilson is very important to him that he not look like the bad guy. I'm not the bad guy, Mitchell. I'm the victim.
I'm the victim. And as a kid, I this conversation would really piss me off. Like, what a fucking dick. He wants to not let that boy do what he wants to do, and he wants to be a nice guy. What a cock tease. So watching it as an adult, I'm like, that's actually that's an insight. He knows he can be perceived in a way he does not mean to project. He's probably his whole life he's been taken for something he does not mean, and he's got resting bitch face, like,
and he sounds like this.
Biggest rest of a bitch. Just so he knows he puts people off. He doesn't want to also put off the children.
And we meet Mrs. Wilson, played by Joan Plowright, the great British actress.
Shh, I need a wide berth here.
All right.
Oh, George. No. Oh, Joe. Now I'm orgasming. Oh, fuck it. I'll get to it later.
Yeah, it'll come. Of course.
She will.
So Bonnie Hunt is constantly saying George, and in The Simpsons, when George H.W. Bush moves in across the street and Bart Simpson becomes his own Dennis the Menace, Barbara Bush keeps going, George. Bart doesn't mean anything by it. So today's an important day because Mr. Wilson is going to go potentially win a flowering prize at the Garden Society. And he's talking about this flower. It's a marvel, Martha. It opens before your eyes.
Just like it.
It opens before your eyes in the light of the full moon.
No, okay, now you want to.
Shut up.
Who else has a night-blooming mock orchid flowering this year?
It's an awfully homely-looking plant, George.
Hang the looks of the thing. It opens before your eyes in the light of the full moon. It's a marvel, Martha.
I meant to look up this flower. Like, what is this flower? It's like, it's an investment of 40 years for a 10-second payoff. I mean, all right. There's something very beautiful about that.
Yeah.
That you spent 4 decades of your life for this thing.
He's a nurturing man. You know, I think that's a sign that it's his cat, right? He doesn't have one, but he has this beautiful garden, and you have to nurture those things to grow. God knows I've killed a mini green thing.
And it's a change from the comics that they are childless. That adds a dimension to them. In the comics, they were not child. They have adult children. I don't know. I think I don't know which version is more interesting because it's like, well, I raised kids too, and this is not what they're like.
The version in the movie to me is more interesting.
Well, yes, it certainly adds a lot of pathos to them.
Yeah.
So he has to go to his friend Margaret's house. Margaret is this little bossy pants little girl. Also over there is Joey. We got our central trio. We got Joey, we got Dennis, and we got Martha. And Martha plays a mean trick on Joey where she's like, close your eyes and kiss me, and then puts a baby doll's naked ass in front of him and makes him kiss it. Go on, kiss it.
Baby rump kisser.
Kiss my baby's ass.
Oh, God.
What is it? I don't know. This really struck me. I was like, oh, this is not okay. Get this off my screen.
It's funny as a kid.
What do you think of Joey and Margaret?
I think they're cute. They work for me, but it's also helpful that they're not around much.
They're not around much. And most of the time, it is the individual kid staring dead-eyed into the lens and reciting lines like, that's what a mommy does. Don't you know that?
Yeah, it's a lot shot. You know, you taught me that, like, when the actor needs a lot of shots or a lot of coaching, it's just them and the camera in the frame because that can be edited. They can do that 100 times. So like with The Rock and Jason Statham, it's like Jason would have been fine, but The Rock needed to just be in his own frame for a while.
This is shot exactly like Hobbs and Shaw going back and forth.
Here's a tit. There's a tat.
You got a small dick, Joey. Yay. Oh, yeah? Well, your mom. Sometimes it's a creative choice. Sometimes you got to do it by necessity. Also, with kid actors, you only get so much time with them each day. So you don't want to, you don't want to like waste both of them at the same time. So get as many single shots with one kid as you can.
Waste both of their asses. Right. We only need you guys together when you're climbing up the tree. And that's true. They're probably not even in the same garden together most of the time. I do think the other two kids help to normalize the world Dennis is in. Dennis makes a bit more sense and seems a little more normal when you see the precociousness of both of these children. I mean, like, all the children are just a little too, Can you imagine the teacher that's to teach these fucks?
These fucking, they're babies. They're toddlers who then leave their house where they're supposed to be being babysat, just leave and go to the woods.
Right. I have an arrangement. I've made an arrangement. Are you going to fuck Mr. Margaret? Is you going to fart on Margaret's dad? Is that the arrangement? Or does it just mean you're going to be the carpooling person all school year?
Is that what he's into, Mrs. Mitchell?
I mean, just why keep saying it? 3 times she says arrangement. Are you paying them?
So they sneak off to the woods to build themselves a fort because there's an abandoned treehouse in the woods that they're going to remodel.
Doesn't sound like they're building shit.
All right. Well, the Garden Society, where Mr. Wilson,
George.
Mr. Wilson's going for the biggest day of his life. The Garden Society, and I like that they then have to correct. It's the selection committee. It's a subcommittee of the Garden Society. And the subcommittee is played by Bill Irwin and Billy Bird. They were also a couple in the airport in Home Alone.
I love them so much.
She's got lots of earrings, big dangly ones.
Dangly ones. But it is cute that they always fuck up on the word that would be the most prestigious little moment for George. It's just, and then who won the... Switch glasses. George Wilson. Damn it.
And we present him this plague. So... He's very pleased to have won, but he still just scowls at everybody.
So that's like so autism coded, like so excited, and he like aggressively smooches his person, his one and only person, Martha, and then he knows socially he is expected to address the crowd. He's so painful for him. That's why gardening is a one-man job. If he wanted to be social, he'd be a golfer, and even that's kind of one man.
That night, there's just a billion kids playing at hide and seek in the street.
Oh, God, did I want to do that?
We did do that a lot.
And there were mosquitoes and it was hot. What I want to do is, I want to do it there.
Okay, yeah, in Evanston, Illinois. But hide and seek outside at night was a thing that we would, if there was like a block party, the kids would go play hide and seek. But this is just like a normal night.
It's like, if all the adults are getting drunk, you would run around like you didn't have parents.
Yeah. Yeah, but most of the time you had parents who were like, no, you can't just go run around outside. They'll get run over.
No, same. Every New Year's, all the parents would get drunk, but because we're all at the same house, kids do whatever the fuck
And as we
want.
see the police cars in this movie, they will just speed into a yard. Right, this could happen at any moment.
Right.
But yeah, a billion kids are playing hide and seek, and the Wilsons are just sitting on their porch watching and taking it all in. And Mr. Wilson sees that Dennis is collaborating with a little punk named Gunther. Gunther. Who's cheating on his behalf, and Mr. Wilson's like, oh, I gotta go intervene in the game. I can't abide any cheating in the hide and seek game there, Martha. And so he tells Gunther, I just spoke to your father. He wants to take you over to the ice cream shop. You're gonna get some yummy ice cream there, Gunther. And Gunther's like, oh boy, ice cream, and he runs home.
Gunther only knows how to say one word at a time. Yup. Nope.
You know this movie a lot better than I do. My apologies.
It's okay. Wait, let me do Gunther. Yep. Okay.
So Mrs. Wilson is like, George, when he gets home, his daddy isn't going to know about the ice cream. He's going to be so disappointed. And Mr. Wilson's like, Martha, he needs to learn disappointment. His life is going to be filled with heartache and tragedy because he's a foot short for his age and he's cross-eyed.
You just sound like Dr. Evil now.
So we meet this
freaking shark with a freaking laser in his freaking head.
But then we meet
the dirtiest man,
Switchblade Sam, Christopher Lloyd. And Lacey, I mean, he's just an afterthought in this movie.
You think? Because I think they thought they were cooking.
I know.
With his high-heeled boots, and I mean, I love his wardrobe the whole time. The weird long underwear under his stripy shirt from the Gallagher attire for smashing a watermelon shirt. That's what he looks like. You can't tell me there's no place to wash your face off. I feel like Christopher Lloyd was like, this is how I'm really going to get into this character. I need to be filthy.
Because he too is like a bandit out of time. He's a hobo from the Great Depression.
Off a train.
Yeah. And he's like, what's this town over here? Okay. But there's so few, every time we've talked about Christopher Lloyd, there are so many fewer Christopher Lloyd movies than you think. They just loom so huge in your memory that each one is so special. And you mentioned, what about Dennis the Menace? And now this just doesn't do it for me. He's good, but the movie doesn't know what to do with him. Mm-hmm. And he is menacing and terrifying until it gets integrated with Dennis, and then it just becomes goofy little kid comedy, farting and beaning. And
he doesn't know how to... See, it's not that he doesn't know how to share the goofy chalice, because when he's with Gomez and the Addams Family, they're a fucking delight.
Yeah.
And he's got chemistry with the kids in that movie. So I think he just needs to be around a pro. And what you've got here is a puppet child that's been hand selected out of 600 children, not for anything about acting, just he looks just like Dennis the Menace. Now act your ass off around him.
You know what? Yeah, okay, yes, that's a good point. If there was only Joe Pesci in Home Alone, if he didn't have Daniel Stern to be the goofier one to play off of, he would be a lot more menacing, but it would also be like, this doesn't fit in this movie. He's too scary.
You guys aren't doing tit for tat. Doesn't make sense here. You need to be reacting to actions and not each other's words, because when the adults are actually speaking to him, it's like, oh, you don't know what you're doing. Nanny, nanny, boob. I don't know. You can't have a rat-a-tat with a child.
He's good. Like, he is giving a good performance.
Yes.
But it doesn't cohere with the movie. And I think, I have no reason to believe this. I just blame John Hughes because of how convinced I am that he's like, no, there is a formula. I know exactly. I did this with Home Alone.
Yes.
Here's exactly how it has to work. And I present to you to make my case that the original director of Beethoven was fired for creative differences with John Hughes, and the original director of Dennis the Menace was fired for creative differences with John Hughes. And I bet it was like, John, this can't be exactly like Home Alone. This just isn't working so well. Christopher Lloyd isn't making sense tonally with this. And he's like, no, I know what I'm doing.
I bet it's that the selection process for Dennis the Menace was it takes a special actor to act around what this kid can't give. And I think Christopher Lloyd realizes there's like a void, and he's trying to fill it, and not like bring the kid in, but just, I'm going to do hijinks. I'm a hijinks man all around him. And if he acts really big, it will suppress that kid's not giving him anything.
He's trying, but like in Home Alone, Kevin doesn't have that much FaceTime with Harry and Marv. He feels like he does, but he actually doesn't. They're very rarely in the shot together. And when oh God, and I love Home Alone, but the stupidest things that McCulkin says is when he's talking to them. Oh, are you thirsty? Are you hungry for more? Whatever the fuck. Are you try and get me, you scum? I don't know any of the words, but you bunch of horses' asses.
Right. It's all very like, it's Dennis the Menace. Yeah. How did they pick Macaulay Culkin?
Well, he was in Uncle Buck, which was directed by John Hughes.
Okay.
Now, I don't know how he got that, but that whole acting family, I don't know. So I think that this was a huge national casting call because it's like, oh, John Hughes is looking for the next Macaulay Culkin. So it was probably so much bigger and more high profile.
Well, and I think John Hughes really, really thought it had to be a Culkin-esque person. And I don't know that it was huge. It was huge because John Hughes made it way too important.
The villains in Beethoven are also too scary for that movie. They're like, we want to get animals who we can shoot and inject with chemicals and see what effect will this like poison have on a Saint Bernard. And they are playing it. And there's a villainous veterinarian.
Why am I picturing like a Natasha and a
Boris? Because he has two henchmen, Stanley Tucci and Oliver Platt, who are being very, very silly. Okay. And I guess maybe if Christopher Lloyd had two hobo henchmen, that too would make a little more sense.
Right, like if he's like, hey, to keep it cool, we're trying to blend in here.
Yeah,
that'd
but they're
be
always
funnier
fucking up.
if like they're still dirty, but they like steal some clothes off the lines and they're like trying to dress like this city that doesn't exist. Like, a person who actually makes more sense to the real world coming in there and like a little pipe. Hey, officer, and that's who's stealing from you. That's more interesting. Then you get yourself into the garden party. Then Dennis is the one that finds you out. That's more interesting.
Yep, you just made the movie 30% better. Yeah, if you had 30. Otis from Superman, Gene Hackman's Lex Luthor has why he's the smartest man in the world, but he keeps these incompetent people around. And that's just why genius people always need somebody who they can feel superior to.
Yes.
So where are we? I think we're 2 minutes into the movie.
Fuck's sake. This is why we're the best, Matt.
The three kids are going to their fucking treehouse, and they start like talking about where do babies come from? I know where they come from. They come from a man has to install them. How do they do that? The belly button. But first time I laughed in the movie, they're in the treehouse. Dennis is making his stupid friend hold the nail, and he's like, okay, here I go. 1, 2, 3, and you assume he's going to nail the shit out of the kid. No, he does it perfectly.
He does it perfectly twice. Yeah. Until he says, okay, now Joey, you take the hammer, and Margaret, you hold the nail. Like, why are you switching it up?
I don't know, but that's
she's
good.
She's going to die,
That's smart comedy filmmaking right there, you guys.
And
good
it's
job.
Off camera, which makes it more confident. Guys, give us a call.
As they're up in their treehouse, Christopher Lloyd walks by. He's like, oh, sorry, an antique doll. just go ahead and snatchy.
Like that's screaming value.
I know.
That haunted Annabelle.
So yeah, he steals the haunted Annabelle, and then Margaret comes down. And she's like, "You guys took my dolly," and they're like, "No, we didn't. We swear."
But she's very upset because it is an antique. It wasn't. It was like her grandma's or something.
She is actually very funny. She goes, "I've been robbed."
Right.
But they say, "No, there's no robbers in our town." This did remind me the looming threat as a kid of robbers, which is just such a stupid word. Robbers.
It had to have mostly come from A Christmas Story. Just the.
But then that was coming from, like 1950s cowboys or cops and robbers, cowboys and Indians. Just
no low income families allowed in our space here.
So Christopher Lloyd is just casing the neighborhood, smoking a cigarette, just like Harry and Marv, looking for, that house. We can get into that house. Lea Thompson, we mentioned her giving her anecdote at work, or her presentation at work.
Pointing to a painting on the wall for some fucking... And this painting... It's like she had someone like Sal from Mad Men like work her up some drawings just based on her 5-minute pitch of like, you put the milk in the back of the store because everyone needs milk. You make them walk all the way through. It's like, Lea, this is an understanding that anyone who's ever organized a store already knows.
Yeah, but she's telling them like, if you put the toy store on the 3rd floor, is that what she says?
Yeah.
Then everyone else will want to rent the first 2 floors because your kids are going to make you go up to that 3rd floor. And they're like, Mitchell, if you could stop being on your period for a minute and sit down.
Very pointedly, though, it is the only other woman in the room. And in her mind, she has worked hard and not had children so that she could rise up in the ranks. And she'll be goddamned if someone who got to do all of it gets to come in here and be smart. Mm-hmm. I feel for her.
Which one?
The one that didn't get to have any kids. Clearly she wants them. Or feels that society feels she should. Instead, she's a cold career woman. And now here's this fucking Leave It to Beaver walking up in here and trying to be smart. That's French bun roll woman's, what do you call it? That's French twist woman's job. Look at Buzz. What the fuck's Buzz doing in here? Sorry.
What are you talking about?
It doesn't matter. No, okay. Next scene. And now we need a babysitter. Why? Why do we need a babysitter overnight?
It's just it's not overnight. It's just, we're going out to the orgy. I don't know.
Right.
So we need a babysitter. So they hire Natasha Lyonne, who's just chewing so much gum.
I was like, Matt is gonna have a hard time. Okay.
Natasha Lyonne, like, hey, I'm spunky and I'm Natasha Lyonne-esque. You'll be seeing me in movies for 40 years.
Good.
Yeah. Also, AI is the future. We need to embrace it.
Way to beat the odds.
She owns an AI company, so she's like a big
fucking
evangelist
smart.
for that. Lacey.
She was going to get left behind. Beat them at their own game.
She brought a helmet. She's like, babysitting Dennis is dangerous work, I heard. So
bring a helmet and wear pants.
We're caught between a lot of shit. Like Dennis has spilled paint in the garage, so he's vacuuming it up. And then he squirts paint into the air and it lands on Mr. Wilson's barbecue pit, but he doesn't notice, and there's paint all over his chicken.
He's barbecued paint and he doesn't smell any fumes.
Yeah, and then he eats it and he's like, I think I'm eating paint in my chicken here. And
it's like paint. And
meanwhile,
wood.
Mickey, who's played by Devin Ratray, Buzz McAllister, shows up. I do like that they're like, he's a stud.
And I like that Dennis is like, no, he's fucking not. And I never noticed this as a kid, but as an adult, I'm like, I'm sorry. The boyfriend is giving Dennis a bath, and that's the more appropriate thing because I guess she's a girl, so Dennis wouldn't feel comfortable with her doing it. But like, I mean, they would not do this in a movie now. But number two, me and our kid both found it so fucking sweet that this boyfriend would do this, and he can't read. He's having a hard time reading the book. This is a cute scene to me
because he's like his girlfriend is like, duping him, getting some free babysitting out of it with the promise of sex or whatever. Mm-hmm. Hey, come, we'll make out on the sofa with gum, but you got to give this kid a bath. Now, here's the thing. If Dennis is so regimented that he needs his bath every night, fine. But parents, baths are not that big of a deal. He doesn't need to constantly be taking a bath every time there's a babysitter over. Not to mention the most elaborate bubble bath with the bubbles stressing me the shit out, going over the top over and over again. But here, Buzz is just reading to him from a book. He's got a learning disability, just like the real Dennis Ketchum. And he's like, he can't read these words. And then
he's overanalyzing the book that he's reading, even though it's a child's book.
Yeah, and I guess this is like just more evidence of the literal-minded way that Dennis reads the world. It's not thinking more deeply into anything. It's like, well, the lesson from this is you got to listen to your parents when they tell you what to do. Not like, well, there's a reason you need to be listening to your parents or...
Right. You just listen to them. The rule is that.
So Mr. Wilson is like, I'm going to sneak over to Dennis's house and investigate. And I'm going to prove that he shot paint into my barbecue chicken. I just know he did. Buzz and Natasha Lyonne are making out on the sofa. Dennis sees them. He's like, oh, gross, woof. So he goes outside and rings the doorbell and runs away. And they're like, oh, no, what's going on? It's some dang kids are pranking us while we're trying to make out.
I will say that Ding Dong Ditch or whatever was quite the thing when I was growing up.
Yeah. I was aware of it. I think I probably tried it a few times, but it was more a thing from TV.
I did it.
It's great fun. Everyone should try it. Oh, now everybody's got their Ring cams, so...
There goes that.
Try to do a weapons if you're a kid listening to this. Try that tonight with your friends. See what happens.
Just everybody run out like that. That'd be the best flash mob ever. If just a few people could organize doing it at the 2:17 in the morning.
Wee! But make sure you shout wee.
Oh.
So he keeps repeatedly interrupting their makeout with the doorbell. While Mr. Wilson sneaks around, he is looking at the vacuum cleaner, which has sucked up a golf ball, and then it shoots a golf ball into his anus.
He's like, the GD wading pool.
He steps into the kids' pool.
It's a kiddie pool.
And there's the GD wading pool.
All the kids are wading these days, just a wading about.
Yeah, that's the opposite of wading. You can't do any wading.
No, it's just a sitting pool.
It's a sitting. The gosh darn sitting pool. So Buzz and Natasha are like, we're going to prank the kids back. So I'll go up to the second floor with a bucket of water. You go onto the first floor with a bucket of flour, like powdered flour, and I'll dump the water. You dump the flour. Ha ha ha! We'll get them.
And the tack.
Oh, and a thumbtack pointy end out on the doorbell.
Very Home Alone.
Mr. Wilson rings. They throw the flour onto him. Oh no! I've been pranked with water and flour. And then
I've been battered. It's a batter. He literally was battered.
Assaulted and battered. Whipped. I really like Devin Ratray's reaction, though. He sees that he's done this to an old man, and he's like, all right, well, good night. And so shuts the door. We're 40 minutes into this movie. This movie has just been vignettes. There's no engine to this story whatsoever. It's just a bunch of shit happens. Dennis then has to go to Mr. Wilson's house to give him an I'm sorry for fucking up your life card. But Mrs. Wilson's like, hey, just go up. He's still sleeping. He's an old man and old people love to wake up early, but he's still asleep, that old bastard. So just leave the card. I'm just a dumb old woman who doesn't know that you're going to go fuck up everything. So go leave the card in his bathroom. All right, I will. But then once up in the bathroom, he sees Mr. Wilson's false teeth. Ha ha, I got to play with these. And then loses 2 front teeth down the drain.
The most realistic fake teeth I've ever seen, even with gold fillings. Like, really? They just took what his teeth would have been?
I got those gold teeth down in Siam in 1944.
Don't want to lose that character.
So like what? Oh, Dennis is like, I gotta fix these dentures, and he replaces them with
chiclets.
I can't even say that word.
Chiclets.
So we see Mr. Wilson pose with moves, and it's truly horrifying.
I mean, I know it's a big reveal, and that's the thing, but why is he not opening his mouth or saying anything to anyone while he goes through and by the... He's very much hiding his teeth.
He's acting like he knows, and he's
acting
hiding.
like he knows it, so why not just...
You don't have to make that face while you smile.
It's like, just because you're being forced to smile big doesn't mean you have to just remove your teeth from
Show me those chompers!
Okay.
Get the scene where Christopher Lloyd is hanging around a playground and Paul Winfield, the cop, the only black character in the movie.
Die Hard. No, farts. I'm racist.
No, he's in Terminator 1.
That's it.
So he sees Christopher Lloyd, and it is, I mean, I don't know if this is intentional, but it is like the black character who's invaded the white suburb, and the white cop comes up to the black character and is like, what are you doing here?
I think the movie's
you up to any trouble about it?
The movie's like, we need someone black.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So they have a black cop. Yeah. So you're like, no, this isn't a racist town. This is a town that hates hobos. Hey, hobo, get out of here.
Euthanize ya.
He says, I run a nice clean town around here.
clean.
So why don't you just get lost? And Christopher Lloyd says, well, I was going to breeze on out of here until you stopped me.
That's not what he said. I was going to get out of here till you stopped and gave me the breeze.
My mistake.
Yeah, no, it's like my favorite thing he says the whole time.
okay.
So it's kind of a big deal. Meanwhile, the mom is dressed like fucking Polly Pocket. What is her hair? It turns out that both mom and dad have a business trip on the exact same one night, just one night. So they have a fun little montage of them calling absolutely everyone in existence except for any sign of a family member. Are they both orphans? I don't get it.
They're estranged from their family.
What
they
if
don't
it
talk
were
to
Uncle
them.
Buck? What if he were available? It's a nice little callback.
Oh, hey, I'm Uncle Buck. I sound just like your neighbor there, Mr. Wilson.
Perfect. Yeah, but just to, Dennis has really run through the town.
Because Lea Thompson has to go on a business trip to Oklahoma City, and her bitch coworker is like, hey, your big trip to OKC? I hear you're trying to snag off of it. Well, you better not, because I won't be able to cover for you. And it's not fair that you're a woman who has a child. Who gives a shit, That's what I'm here to say.
Right. Well, but it's like, okay, so what, this is a woman's trip? We are the only two?
Yeah.
There were a lot of men at that fucking table.
No, I think it's just the other coworker being like flexing her like
Seniority?
or just showing it. I don't have kids.
I get to
you
live it
better
up.
not expect that I'll be able to go just because I don't have kids, but you do. That
Yeah.
doesn't mean your free time isn't more important than mine.
Yeah.
And
I'm with her.
because this happens, you see that Lea Thompson, it's like more important to her that she needs to go on this trip to Oklahoma City to nail the big.
God forbid anyone figure out she has kids.
Well, and then this coworker even says, I don't have kids, but I do have a life.
Yeah.
Line for line verbatim, also a line in Beethoven. David Duchovny and Patricia Heaton as the yuppie investors at Charles Grodin's company, they say that. Like, do you have kids? No, we have a life. And they're also making a lot of jokes about like, where can I get a good espresso in this town?
They just sound like a poor man's Todd and Margot, if you ask me, from Christmas Vacation, who are the best yuppies next door.
Yes, I remember. Oh, Julia Louis-Dreyfus and that guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Why is the carpet all wet, Todd? I don't know, Margot. I don't know, Margot. Signed Todd is my next tattoo. Right there on my shoulder.
Great.
Look
So the
forward
parents
to that.
are like, we're going to find a babysitter if it kills us. They go through the whole Rolodex. Every babysitter hangs up terrified. There's like a visual joke where every single teenage girl they call has a different weird fancy phone. This phone's see-through. This phone's shaped like a hamburger.
I had a see-through phone.
And then eventually they land on the only people in town who they haven't called yet, the Wilsons. So
They say yes.
now the movie starts.
Right.
Where Dennis has to be babysat by the Wilsons. And he says to Mr. Wilson, Mr. Wilson, if I can't be around my mom and dad, the only person I'd want to be around in the whole world is you. And Walter Mathau is so funny right here. He just stares at him for a minute. I can't tell you how deeply moved I am.
I think it's such a sweet thing to be told and for him to be such an asshole in response. But
No, who gives a shit? You're a dumb kid. You don't know what you're saying.
5-year-olds remember things.
Not my problem.
He's online.
So then they're sitting in Mr. Wilson's office, and Mr. Wilson is just looking at it, the gold coins he owns through a magnifying glass. Okay, yeah, this one's gold too.
He's a collector.
And Dennis is just asking him questions, and Wilson says like, "How come you ask so many questions?" And Dennis, my least favorite thing in the entire movie, he goes, "I'm only 5 years old. There's a lot of stuff I don't know." Which, like, God, you could hear Kevin McAllister saying that, like, Mr. Wilson, I'm 5 years old. There's a lot of stuff I don't know.
Right. In fact, that is how he kind of talks to the lady who asks him if he's alone at the store. Lady, I'm 8 years old. Do you think that I'm actually at the store by myself?
Gross.
Gross.
It makes me want to fucking puke.
I hate that you're making me come to you on this movie when I was honked. I really loved it.
I love, he's doing the asking a billion questions, which, is this something a kid on the spectrum would do? We only know our own kids.
Did our oldest do this? Because that would be another type of person on the spectrum.
Never the why questions, no.
Yeah.
And it's
not over and over and over again. I think this is a trope that they say kids do.
yeah, which I've never seen, but I'm sure it exists.
I mean, this kid is very intelligent, so he's very curious. Curiosity is a huge sign of intelligence. And I mean, that's if he can't do, he's going to ask so he can weaponize those things later.
And he asks him about his, why does your safe look like books? That's because I need to keep the crooks out of my safe. They'll think it's books. What's your code to your safe? Is it just your address? And the look of horror on Walter Mathau's face, like, well, gosh darn it, it is just my address.
It's very familiar.
So later, Dennis is just going fucking apeshit in the bathtub, splashing and splashing everywhere, and just endlessly singing, "We'll be coming around the mountain when she comes." And this is when I thought, oh, he is our child, our 9-year-old, who also sits in the bathtub and just sings over and over and over again the same
splashes.
thing.
And in fact, the point is to splash the water out of the tub.
Yes. And I do love Mrs. Wilson. She's the best character in the movie.
Yes,
She's in the next room, hears him, joins in just like under her breath.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's coming around. Oh, this is a good song.
She's not just like letting him do his thing. She's like enjoying that he's doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's so sweet.
It is sweet. But then his bath is over. Again, these parents must be obsessed with cleanliness. Make sure he takes a fucking bath, Mrs. Wilson. My God. So he comes.
He is a dirty child. I mean, he spends his entire day in the woods
Who
and
gives a shit? What's going to happen? Going to get parasites?
Dirty the linens.
So Dennis is just left on his own in the bathroom. He's like, let's see what's over here in the medicine cabinet. Starts mixing all these tonics.
No, he squirts nose spray, and it's fun because it does squirt straight into the air. And he says, "Old Faithful."
Oh, neato.
Old Faithful.
Old Faithful.
The geyser.
Look at it. Gosh. And then starts mixing like aftershave and mouthwash and fucking
doesn't mix anything.
Arsenic and
he does not mix anything. The nose spray is empty, so he knows he needs to fill it. So he fills it with mouthwash. And then he's like, oh shit, the mouthwash is empty. I'll need to fill that. So he fills it with bathroom cleaner. It all makes sense.
Look, I know it makes sense.
It makes sense.
It's not your fault, Dennis. It's your parents' fault.
Oh.
They need to be arrested. But then the best scene in the movie, Mrs. Wilson is tucking him in. How about if I recite my favorite poem from when I was your age? And he's like, all right. Poetry's kind of lame, but okay. And she's like, winking, blinking, and nod one night. And she just, recites just this old-fashioned British poem about some fucking people.
It's not people, it's your face. Winkin, blinkin, nod.
Oh, okay. I thought those were just British names.
No, winkin is left eye, blinkin is right eye, nod is your head.
I thought it was a nod to Mr. Wilson, like Mr. Winkin. So she says this, and I don't know. It's just it's
sweet.
You feel the cynical reproduction of stuff that has worked in earlier John Hughes movies, and even in the bad movies that he writes, he will always have the moment where you're like, you really did just nail something really real about the way it feels to be a kid, or the way it feels to be poor, or the way it feels to go to high school, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That makes me like forgive all the shit that's annoying about you, John Hughes, but you're now like really cynically repackaging it, even as I think this individual scene works. Not so much when we see that Dennis is looking out at the moon, and then we go over to downtown Chicago, where Dennis's dad, he's in his hotel room, and what's he doing? He's looking at pictures from his wallet of his family. Oh, I miss my family. And then we go over to Oklahoma City to the Travelodge by the airport. And Dennis's mom, Lea Thompson, the way we see her, she is staring down at her wedding ring. And the way this is set up, I was like, is she about to take that off so she can have an affair? That is seriously what I thought was going to happen, just the way it was shot. She going to fuck Howard the Duck right here? Is that what you're telling me?
It's a
She's going to fuck Howard the Duck?
It's a whole different movie now.
But no, she's just looking at her wedding ring like, I remember that I'm married and I miss my family. But we're all under the same moon.
Even that criminal.
And then in this great little moment, we transition over to the fakest looking moon on the fakest looking set.
Beautiful though.
Well, yes, it's like a magical realist moment. It reminds me of the movie Night of the Hunter. It has sort of a storybook feeling. Like this is a terrifying movie, but I also can kind of feel like I'm in a fairy tale.
You know who he also kind of reminds me of is the villain from the Box Trolls. There's something very like long fingered and long legged, and I think that guy, the one who loves cheese, wants to be a part of the White Hat Club. Do you remember this character?
I don't remember that movie.
He wears the same shoes as him. He's got weird long hair. Anyway, I know Box Trolls as much later than this movie.
But I think they're going for like this primordial, sort of
Witch, there's something about the fingers and the teeth and all that,
of some sort of like nature-based creature.
And really all it is like someone aging,
Yeah.
someone poor.
And our fears of those things.
Exactly. Or like bad hygiene. Yeah.
And how can we turn them into something that it's okay to make fun of and discriminate against?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's this. And so that's this. Mrs. Wilson gets...
That should be your sign off when you have a talk show later. And so that's this.
This. So the magical realist notes are like even playing on the score. And Mrs. Wilson, when she gets done with Dennis, she gets a little misty-eyed and she goes into Mr. Wilson's room. Well, she's having these beautiful little moments.
She goes into Mr. Wilson's room. It's not hers.
She's having these beautiful little moments of like self-discovery.
Yeah.
And while Mr. Wilson's just tripping on his... Oh no, my dick! I landed poorly on the floor.
Martha, my dick.
So...
Oh, Martha, my penis.
Martha, come look at what happened to my old dick. Oh, and Dennis gets woken up immediately by his dog barking. So he goes to like sneak over to his own house to get the dog to come over, I guess.
He's homesick.
And Mr. Wilson's in bed. Mrs. Wilson gets in and he's like, I think the little rat put mouthwash in my nasal spray and toilet cleanser in my mouthwash.
You nailed it. You fucking nailed it.
And she says, George, why would he do that? Because he's a little rat bastard, I told you. And then she says, I read him winking, blinking, and I recited. You're a vulture today.
No, I want you to get it right. If I can help, do that.
You go ahead.
Reading a poem line by line to him, the way her mother used to read to her, made her nostalgic and misty and realize how important that poem must have been to her as a child, and made her feel like, oh, I just passed something on. I just gave a 5-year-old exactly what he needed, and maybe when he's 60, he'll remember this poem and that it was comforting to him. And like just that feeling of like, I would have been a good mother. I know how to nurture. I am patient. How could I not be patient? I'm married to this fucking guy who's got so many damn rules. And like she lets him be him, and part of that is not overwhelming him with her thoughts and feelings. And so when, in the rare occasion when she has one, he should fucking listen to her. She asks for so little. She is the beard for him that makes him look somewhat normal to the rest of society. You owe her a little respect.
And he assumes she's like, George, why did we never have kids?
Right,
it was your urethra's fault or whatever. That's not what she's saying.
No, just that was nice to get to do it this way.
And she says a pretty cutting line to him. The problem is I feel something very good and I'm not allowed to tell you about it.
Right.
Now I'm going down to get some cod liver oil.
Right.
But
cup of tea.
If you never had kids, it's not that she regrets never having kids, but it does mean if it does make you feel a little connected to a lineage. I'm a part of something bigger that is going to live past me and connects me to the things that came before me. My mom told me this story.
Yeah.
Her mom told her this story. Now finally I get to pass it on. I didn't realize that was a thing missing from my life.
Also, when you don't have kids, you're very acutely aware that you will never have grandkids. And so she never thought there would be a time in her life where she could be so physically close to a child because she lives next door to him and he's so comfortable with her that she could have that thing that she you can't miss it if you've never had it, and now she's having it and glad she does.
This actress would later go on to be the nanny in the John Hughes 101 Dalmatians movie. You gotta have these puppies!
Nanny!
So Mr. Wilson...
The puppies! I'm good at her.
You're very good at
Okay.
her. You're very good at her.
Thank you so much.
So Mr. Wilson's like, oh, darn it. I better go down and deal with the old wife down there. And so
she only needs a tune up every 25 million miles.
So he goes down. He thinks he's seeing her sitting in the chair because he sees hair coming from beneath the chair. Oh, there's my wife. I'll talk to her, I suppose. You know, Martha, I'm not terribly good with emotions and feelings. I'd just as soon not discuss serious things. I could have never been a father because I have no fatherly feelings within my soul. Let me give you a big old smooch now.
No, you're missing the sweetest line. But, all that I am is for you, or something, like all that I have that is love is for you. You bring it out in me, and it is all with you. Now smooch me with my eyes closed because I'm a teenage girl. Doesn't want to see the kissing.
It would be pretty oppressive to be the life partner of a person who says, I don't have much love for human beings. I exhaust it all on you. So you better be worth it.
Exhausting. That's not what he's fucking saying. He's saying that against all odds, she saw something in him that he didn't even know was in him, and she brings it out in him, and she's enriched his life. If she weren't in his life, he would be the loneliest, saddest man on the block. He knows that. And she does not ask for much, and he appreciates that. So when she says something like that to him, he's like, well, fuck this. I need to fix this because this is not a kind of woman that rings this bell often. Mm-hmm. It's nice and lovely, and you can't fucking make it cynical, Matt, by not understanding it. You fucking Wilson type.
Well, I like all of that. I think that everything
you
that they
totally found a way to miss it, though.
To admit, I'm just trying to be funny and entertaining and move things along.
No.
This is going to be an over 2 hour episode.
I didn't like what you said there. Okay.
Well, everything that is good about this movie is these two performers.
Yeah.
And how they interact and their chemistry together. Mm-hmm. I like them a lot. I wish the movie was just about them. Mm-hmm. So he starts making out with the dog, which is the exact same thing that happens to Charles Grodin in Beethoven. He gets in bed he thinks his wife, Bonnie Hunt, like, oh, honey, yeah. Oh, let's go. Beethoven, no. Oh, no. Same thing.
This dog turned me gay.
No, the same thing. He doesn't turn him gay. The same thing happens in both movies. The wife then comes in while he's talking and says like, what are you doing there, George? Because they're both named George. So Mr. Wilson kicks the dog out of the house, which is reasonable. It's not their dog. How did it invade in the middle of the night?
It was being a good dog. Where are the GD garden lanterns?
It's just an interminable scene in the attic where Mr. Wilson's just fiddling around with stuff, and Dennis, is like, hey, Mr. Wilson, gonna get tormented with shit in your attic. But he does have the great line, Martha, where are the GD garden lanterns? And Dennis's mother calls like, hey, I've gotten delayed at the airport in Oklahoma City. Will you please watch Dennis one more night? I'm so sorry. Oh, of course we will, dear. But the garden party tonight is happening tonight. It's the most important night of their entire lives. Will Dennis ruin everything? We'll have to watch and find out. And there's this shot. Where Dennis goes back to his house, and the way that this is shot with him walking down the street, him jumping through the hedges and then going into his own driveway. The camera then lingers on the driveway, and Christopher Walken steps out from behind the hedges. And again, this movie was directed by
Christopher Walken.
You know what I mean, Christopher Lloyd. Thank you.
Oh no, I didn't know what the fuck you meant. I'm like, wait, really?
And I'm here too. Oh, yeah. I'm in this movie.
I mean, I know you're about to make a fucking Michael Myers reference right now, but I was like, I didn't catch that.
It is. And if you're watching on YouTube, I will have it on the screen for you.
Matt made a little thing.
And it has to be deliberate. The way that Christopher Lloyd steps out, and it is scary. And you feel like, okay, this is all building to a final confrontation. That's going to be just the pinnacle.
Look, it even zooms in. It doesn't just linger. Mm-hmm. It goes in.
Yes. Halloween, just very, very overt references to Halloween. Which, did make my pleasure centers were tickled a little bit. Oh, I love Halloween. One of my favorite movies. Speaking of Halloween, my favorite movies from the 70s, another favorite movie of the 70s of mine, Jaws. Well, my favorite movie, period, as you all know.
As you all know.
You all are well acquainted. And our great friend, past and future guest, Jen Walks Into Walls.
Jen.
Got me these great bits of merch. Got me this.
She has the world's, because she lives in Orlando, Florida. Sorry for doxing you. She has just cool shit, in no exception is her movie theater, and they've always got the best popcorn buckets, and this one is an actual pail and a buoy, the
buoy that they use to shoot the shark and slow him down. And this is just a great idea for a prop for a cup, a very worn down looking buoy that you can drink margaritas out of, which I will be doing. Well, hell, I'll do it tonight. It's my birthday. And then this popcorn bucket, which is from the Amity Island 50th annual regatta, which I would just love to attend. I would just love it. It's the
they both came together. They were a set.
Yes, it's the billboard from the movie, but with the graffiti added of the shark and the woman going, "Help, shark."
I love it.
Thanks, now Jen. That I look at it, I guess, did they alter her face right there? I don't know. What's the story of this bucket? That's for another podcast.
Oh, good. An entire.
And it's the garden party.
It's a garden party.
And just 1,000 geezers descend on their house.
And a part of me, every time I watched this as a kid and then it happened again as an adult, a part of me hoped that he'd see the flower this time. He'd see it.
It's funny. All of these fucking old people who look like the oldest fucks on the planet. I mean, Walter Mathau was only 72 at the time, but it is funny that
He's 72?
Yeah.
That's old.
But old people now are just not that old.
Right. They don't wear those. They don't wear curtains and doilies.
The centerpiece of the event is the blooming of the 40-year flower. Dennis has to just, hey, sit there in the corner there, Dennis, and shut the fuck up. But he'll be in a nice little suit. As the party is going on, Christopher Lloyd is sneaking into various houses to steal stuff. He's a robber after all. But Dennis, he's, oh, neato, a garage door opener. Whoa, no, I broke this. I made the spread, the great party spread.
Like after it's announced that that's all he has to offer for the is dessert and coffee, and there's waiter. I mean, they hired a catering company. It's just expensive. It's all on the ground.
He ruins that, but they punish him by making him go back inside and change into his Dennis the Menace costume.
Yeah.
And just watch from the window, and he's pouting. I'm not allowed out there. Aw. But the night's not ruined because they're still sitting around very patiently waiting for the flower to bloom.
Bored waiting because they don't have anything to eat or drink, and there's no like entertainment. They're all like, it's meant to be like, okay, well, we'll just fucking sit here.
I say they're all patiently waiting because I'm just thinking of Mathau, and it's like, this is paradise for him. Everyone's sitting here and shutting up.
Yes, but that's not what
just
they came to
see
do.
My thing.
Right.
But Switchblade Sam, Christopher Lloyd, is in the house robbing the safe, and Dennis hears it, sees that the safe has been opened, and so he shouts, Mr. Wilson! And everybody looks exactly as the flower blooms.
You've been robbed!
And then Mathau turns around and looks at her. Oh, and the flower just wilts right there. I missed it.
That little flower penis is still sticking up, so there's that.
Gonna fucking videoed it. So
that's what I said.
They hired a caterer, hire a videographer. Think of all the money you saved by not filming like christenings and stuff. So,
well, and I just feel like if only he'd had the internet, he wouldn't even need this flower. He could just watch it bloom.
Wouldn't need to do anything.
No.
40 years down the drain, and he smashes the flower. I hate this flower now. And he goes up to Dennis and he says, I wrote it all down.
Ooh.
And he is saying it with just the most poison, but also
hurt
to show you, I don't even want to think of you.
Yeah.
You're nothing to me.
Oh,
you're not a brother. You're not a friend. When you visit our house to see our mother, I want to be notified in advance so I can be far away.
What is that from?
That's from Godfather 2.
Oh.
You're a pest, a menace, a selfish, spoiled little boy, and I have no use for you. I have no use for you. You took something from me that I could never get back. Something that means more to me than you ever will. I don't want to see you. I don't want to know you. Get out of my way. And he just goes in, and Dennis is left. He's like, I'm sorry, Mr. Wilson. And he cries.
It's rough.
And then he runs away on his stupid bike.
Running on that bike.
Leah Thompson arrives home, sees the cops at the house.
The worst possible thing you would want to fucking see when you, just my nightmare. And then she comes running out, and Wilson and Martha both look up at her like, and they don't say anything. It was like, it's your turn. She's looking at you wondering where her kid is. You don't just go, well, hi there. You're like, I don't know. It just bothers me that they don't say anything.
Because I don't think they know that Dennis is gone
They just give
yet.
a knowing look. They don't?
No, I think the cops are there because they've been robbed.
Oh.
It is now that they realize that Dennis is missing. The movie is smart to not linger with any of this because that would be like, oh my.
Too sad.
My kid has been kidnapped or whatever. But we get some very Spielberg-y shots of Dennis riding his bike through the woods in the moonlight until he runs into Christopher Lloyd. And Mr. Wilson is
really sad.
He is very sad. He is observing Dennis's mom make calls, and now he has regrets. He's flashing back to 3 minutes earlier. I think you're a pest and I have no use for you.
But he flashes back to all the things he said to him throughout the whole movie.
But I think this is just, I know this is an annoying complaint to just like make about the script, but we should see him be worried about Dennis for reasons that are totally removed from his own self-interest. Because kid disappears on your watch, your life is over.
Yeah.
You're forever ruined. So he's personally, I need that kid to be safe so that my life can go on.
Right.
If it were, oh no, something bad happened to Dennis, it had nothing to do with me, but I just suddenly realized I love that kid and I miss him, then it means something a lot more powerful.
Yeah, you're right.
And then how? How did they miss the biggest layup of all time, which is Mr. Wilson saves Dennis from Christopher Lloyd? How did they miss that?
Oh, I don't think that's interesting. I think Mr. Wilson needed to see how capable and what Dennis. He only sees Dennis as doing mischief. He doesn't see him as capable and smart. When that kid pulls up with a wagon with a fucking crook on it, he has the biggest look of like, I do have a use for you. You are a useful child. You're fucking smart. You're a pain in the ass, but God damn it, you tied up a whole man. You burned his butt.
So to Mr. Wilson, the only value in the world is your utility. So if I see that you are of use, then jump into my arms, you lad.
He does not respect Dennis, and I don't know anything. He doesn't, and you're laughing at it. Children deserve respect. He doesn't see any use for a kid like Dennis. He just sees him as someone who will always bother him. And then he realizes all in that one moment, like, fuck, you're smart. I don't know what you're going to be when you're older, but I want to be there to see it.
All right.
You don't get it.
I don't get it. That's why we're so divided on this movie. Look, even though that's right, that makes sense. You projecting all of that onto the movie that's not there.
It's all in Mr. Wilson's face when he sees what's on the goddamn wagon.
I agree with that. Mm-hmm. But I just, if you would put a gun to my head, hey, what's going to happen at the end of this movie? I would say, well, there's no way Mr. Wilson does not save Dennis the Menace in the end.
I just think that's boring because Mr. Wilson is not the person who needs to redeem himself. I know the movie sets it up like that, but to me, Dennis fucks everything up. And they were nice enough to keep him. Dennis owes a debt of gratitude to Martha. I think he goes and chases after the crook because it's him who needs to make it up to the adults. He even does the wrong thing by leaving and not telling them where they're going. That's fucked up.
But he doesn't do anything. He bumbles his way into getting the crook. It's not like he makes any active choices. Everything that happens to Christopher Lloyd is an accident on Dennis's part. He doesn't intend any of it. And the movie, this is
that's not true.
This is where my negative opinion of the movie really comes from. Okay.
It's not true because yes, all of it is just happenstance, and the most important things happen while he is not aware that this man is bad and he should be trying to turn him in. But once he discovers Mr. Wilson's gold in his sack, he realizes that, and then he brings him to the cops.
That's true. You're right.
Yeah, all right.
But this is a 30-minute sequence of the movie with Dennis and Christopher Lloyd. With Christopher Lloyd, this is the Home Alone traps. He's just falling into one Home Alone trap after another. None of them anywhere near as fun or inventive or funny as Home Alone.
Also, Home Alone lumps. Same makeup person. Just the hugest lumps on this man.
Yeah, the lumps, the whelps.
You can't show blood, just lumps.
But we did a Home Alone 2 episode last year, and we had the same reaction, which is the traps go on so much longer in Home Alone 2 than they go on in Home Alone 1. Home Alone 1, they're over so fast, but they linger in your imagination. Home Alone 2, they're like, they realize the kids love the traps, so we need to give 30 minutes to the traps. Well, they lose their power then, and here it's even worse, and it's even less interesting because Dennis doesn't mean for any of it to happen. So it's just Christopher Lloyd falling over, oh, my back. Oh, my ass. Oh.
And what's the thing he keeps landing on in the water?
It's a door.
It's not a door, Matt, or it'd go underwater. It's clearly like a storage bin. Like it seems like half of a container.
It could be a door on a container.
It's not a fucking door at all. There's no handle. It's a shed or something.
For someone who can't remember
river
anything,
shed.
It's just one of those sheds you'll find in the river. So,
well, it's like a canal. It's not a river. I don't fucking know.
For someone who doesn't remember anything, you love to be pedantic and correcting.
Wait, but this is my movie. And yes, I do. He needs to find the key because he's like he showed him the best way to tie up a child because he's been tied up a lot, that Dennis. And the savvy criminals like, yeah, they'll go along for this explanation.
Okay, go ahead and tie me up then.
Also, yeah, put the the handcuffs. I feel like by this point I understand what you're going to do. I don't know if you need to really put the second handcuff on, but then it happens. And then when you know it, oh, I lost the key and the beans. The only way to fix this is to make you eat all the beans. So now this is like a fucking scene from the movie Seven. He's like engorged and sweaty,
yes.
being force fed. And this is another one where a literal moment with Dennis. He has clearly been told you have to finish your food. You can't waste it, which, by the way, I fucking hate when parents tell this to their children. It fucks them up. Anyway, he's been given that advice and he's going to take it. We shan't waste the food.
And Christopher Lloyd, God bless him, trying his damnedest to make this work. One of the most gifted physical actors ever. When Dennis is bringing the ladle to his, here comes the airplane, and Christopher Lloyd just backs up onto the ground and like falls onto his back. He's wonderful.
Yeah.
But this is just not funny at all. This movie is just out of steam, and I am angry and tapping my foot. Get it over with. But finally, Christopher Lloyd's about to kill him with a knife. Say your prayers. I didn't take my bath yet. Because he's a
regimented kid.
But then the robber is felled by a train, which is attached to a rope, which is attached to Christopher Lloyd's ass.
And I'm like, is this man about to explode in half? Is he going to be forced through a pipe? And I forgot this happens. And then no, he just falls.
I used to have a colon. So it's the next morning. Mr. Wilson slept on his porch waiting for Dennis.
That's how you do it. A moment that shows growth in Mr. Wilson, because the paper boy, like he does every morning, throws the paper in the bush and he happily takes it out of that. Like he's got bigger fish to fry, and something about Dennis has like let him be less rigid. The man slept on the fucking porch.
He gets the paper out of the bushes. It's like local boy missing, local man a pariah.
It doesn't say that. It didn't even make the news.
But in the distance, he hears Dennis's stupid little tin can bike. Oh, is that Dennis? And then he hears a dog. It must be. It is.
Okay.
And Dennis is driving his bike, pulling on a wagon. Christopher Lloyd. Look, I used to pull our like 20-pound child around in a bike.
I know
and it would destroy me. Yeah. So this 20-pound kid can pull Christopher Lloyd. It's fine. And Dennis hops out of his bike. And Mr. Wilson just opens his arms, and Dennis knows I will jump into his arms. And I do love the way Walter Mathau plays him. Doesn't go like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, just like, I just want to hug you.
Yeah, just hugs him. And then, and Dennis is just like, guess what? And he just goes, what? I got your coins back. That's that. They bond over silence. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff. Real powerful.
You've got a use for me now, Mr. Wilson.
So the cops come. And the cops are very reckless about pulling into the yard. But I think that this...
It's like, it's not an emergency. Just come.
Something's finally happened in this town. We got to get to it.
And they just got driveways like last week. They don't even know how to use them.
Right. That's what those are for. Mm-hmm. So, but I do think this redeems an unsatisfying part of both Home Alones is that Kevin's family never gets to find out what he did. And he can like, see, Mom and Dad, I'm a hero. And the cops think so too. And they gave me my own star. Mm-hmm. But they do it here, even though Dennis doesn't seem to give a shit. And then Dennis is still being a little dumbass. He sees Christopher Lloyd getting put in the cop car. And he's like, Mister, you forgot your switchblade. And Christopher Lloyd's like, great, I'm going to fucking kill you.
Just shank you right here in front of your family.
That'll add.
That's what never made sense about Home Alone, is that these petty criminals, these robbers, would also want child murder on their right. It doesn't make sense. These movies just lump criminal into all the bad things. It's stupid. This guy's got a thing he does. He goes from town to town and he steals what he needs to make it to the next town. He doesn't stab children.
I like that because it's just the kid's idea of a criminal. It's a robber, and a robber will also kill you or do whatever it takes.
From the seat of a cop car.
Well, because like with the Wet Bandits, it doesn't matter how many years 40 to life, that means nothing to me. I'm just going to escape. I know how to escape.
Sticky bandit.
Yeah. So,
and the guy doesn't even get in trouble for trying to shank the kid because the cop just shuts the door on the knife and he goes, I dropped my knife.
Then, the Mitchells arrive like, oh, our kidnapped child's back. Great. The good news. I don't have to travel for work anymore. And they're building a daycare at my office. And Mr. Wilson's like, no, that's nonsense. She stays with me.
The boy needs a yard and to run around. And then it's very nice because you never see the Wilsons at a social event where they socialize. You see them at events. They talk to no one, including at their own fucking home. But then the next scene is them at a barbecue, hanging out with two people that they kind of feel are like their adopted children, and grandchild, and the fucking kid fucks it up again.
But the intergenerational bond is nice. We can be friends. These people are 35 years older than us, but they can be our friends.
Yeah. But I like that the movie ends it with something realistic, or at least real to the reality of this movie. Dennis is just Dennis still. And Mr. Wilson's still Mr. Wilson. So you get a flaming fucking marshmallow shot at your head, and you're like, never mind, he can go to your work.
Not happy about this.
Well, that's why the next scene is Dennis at work. Haha. He didn't stay with us.
Does anything happen beyond Dennis being at work? Because I didn't watch the credits.
Yeah. The mean lady is in the copy room. He's just sitting in the copy room. I don't know why he's not in childcare, but that's probably because he was a menace.
Kicked out of childcare.
So he's just sitting there in like the copy room, kicking his feet, and the lady comes in. Is a giant green print button on the copy machine, and he's like, "Can I push the button?" And she says, "No, you can't push the button. You don't even know which one it is." Like such a cartoon. And he goes, "This one." And he points it, and her little tie that she's wearing just sucks into the print machine and just sucks her onto the thing, and it's just copy, and it's just a million copies of her struggling to not die on the copy machine.
The
end.
The comic possibilities. How many panels can we get out of what will Dennis get up to at work? These things write themselves.
Yeah.
It's great.
Still to this day.